Hey there, it's Jenna from the Intern Hustle, and what I'm teaching you in this video is a skill that you can put to use time and time again throughout your career, and that skill is research. Specifically, how to research a company before an interview. Hit that like button if you're ready to learn why research is so important and how to do it well, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell to be notified of new videos every single week on this channel. Researching a company before an internship interview is very important, and I'll walk you through that in a second. But first, I want to briefly address doing research for you. It's important that you make sure the company aligns with what you value as well, especially if this is a company that you hope to work for full-time after your internship. I talk a lot more about what to consider before applying to internships in this video. What you value is just one important piece of the puzzle. Go watch it after this one and make sure that you're researching all of the aspects of a company that are meaningful to you. All right, I'm going to share a process that I learned working in business development for an e-commerce tech startup. Anytime that we were going to meet with a company as a potential partner, I would draft up an executive summary for myself, our CEO, and any other team members who would be joining us so that we had it as a reference as we prepared for the meeting. Now, this summary document gave us all a quick overview of who we were meeting with, the current landscape of their company, ideas for how we might partner, and most importantly, what was most important to them. Now, when you're prepping for an internship interview, I want you to do something similar. And I really want you to focus on capturing what's important to this company, because speaking to what's important to them in an interview, that's really going to set you apart from other candidates who are just focused on themselves. So you're going to create a summary document on the company. Start by opening up a new Google Doc or a Word doc and save it as the company name and the date of your interview. Now, kick off this document with just some basic information about the company. Look up the easy stuff first to get your research muscle warmed up. So copy and paste information into the document like the company's mission statement and the values from their website. You can usually easily find these on the About Us page or the team page or the careers page, where they're trying to recruit team members. That's where they usually put information about the mission and values of their company. So do your research, do your digging, find those things, and paste them into your document. Next up, you want to document key members of the leadership team. So think about the CEO or the president, maybe the head of the department that you're interviewing for, maybe the head of the people team, the talent team who runs the recruiting efforts. These are all good people to know because maybe you bump into them in the office when you're in there for an interview, or maybe their name gets brought up in your interview. It's helpful to just have an idea of who these people are. So I would put down their names and their titles and maybe a couple quick facts about them. Then I want you to capture things like company size and where the company is headquartered. Again, these are just high-level facts about the company, but they're going to give you more context when you're sitting in an interview. And you can usually, again, find these on the company website. If not, you can look on the company page on LinkedIn. That's typically where you can see things like company size. Finally, I want you to put details about their internship program, so the actual program that you're applying for. Now, if available on their website, I would include things like the size of the program, the structure of the program, projects that interns get to work on, intern outcomes, meaning are there a lot of people that convert to full-time after this internship? Do your research on all of those things. And a pro tip is to reach out to current and former interns at the company to learn more about the internship program. So you can usually find these current or former interns pretty easily on LinkedIn. And when you do, I want you to send them a connection request with a personal message. Just briefly introduce yourself and ask if they'd be willing to connect with you for about 15 minutes to answer a few questions. Things like, what is it like to be an intern at this company? How many interns are offered full-time jobs as a result of this internship? And what types of projects do you get to work on as an intern? You may think that some of this information is irrelevant, but it all helps you to get in the practice of doing your research, and it just gets you the full picture of the company so that you have context going into your interview. And having that context is going to ultimately make you feel more confident, which is what we all want when we interview. We want to be more confident. Next, on your summary document, I want you to research the people that are going to be interviewing you. So if they don't share names with you first, I recommend asking who you'll be interviewing with when they reach out to schedule you for the interview. People are used to sharing this information. They know that you just want to have some time to prepare for the people that you're meeting with. So don't worry about asking this question if they haven't provided you with names. It's okay to ask. The worst that happens is they say, we don't have those names at this time, and you don't get to do this research. But it's worth asking. So on the same summary document where you already started with the general company information, I want you to include a brief summary of each person that you're going to be interviewing with. So this includes their current role and how they fit into the organization, their background prior to this role, maybe within the company or maybe prior to joining the company, and then any other fun facts that you may find. So maybe they went to the same school as you, or they're a big outdoor enthusiast like you. Look for mutual interests that you can bond over in the interview. And if you can't find a bio or a summary about this person on the company website, then LinkedIn is going to be a great way for you to do your research on people. And even if you find them on the website, look them up on LinkedIn as well, because you're going to find more details about them there. And as you're doing your research on people, remember to come up with some thoughtful questions for each person that you're going to be interviewing with. You want these on hand so that you can ask these questions during the interview, because there is almost always time at the end of every interview when someone's going to ask you, do you have any questions for me? So you want to use your research to prepare some thoughtful questions. After you gather some general information on the company, the internship program, and the people that you're going to be interviewing with, I want you to look up any recent company announcements, interviews, or mentions in the news. In some cases, a company may have a news section or a blog on their website where they share the latest news. Maybe they just acquired a company, maybe they just signed a big partnership deal, or they may share this kind of information on their LinkedIn company page. Or if you follow leaders of their company on LinkedIn, they may share articles on their feed or podcast interviews that they recently participated in. If you're struggling to find recent news on the company, you can always head to Google, do a search on the company, and see what you find in the search results. Pick 3 to 5 of the most recent and noteworthy articles, announcements, podcast interviews, YouTube videos, etc., and paste the hyperlinks into your summary document so that you have them there as a quick reference. And then be sure to read or listen to them in preparation for your interview. Again, you're doing this to immerse yourself more in the mindset of the company and so that you can speak more intelligently to the things that are important to them in an interview. Finally, because this is interview prep, I recommend researching what interview questions have been asked most frequently in the past by this company. So websites like Glassdoor.com can be helpful for this. You can search by company and read reviews of current and former employees, as well as people who have interviewed there. Oftentimes, people will include examples of questions that they were asked during the interview. Now, depending on the scale of the company you're interviewing for, you can also turn to things like Reddit and potentially find some forums where people are sharing interview questions and advice on specific companies and industries. With any of these websites or forums, be sure to take what people are saying with a grain of salt. Use your best judgment. Just because they're saying that they experienced something doesn't mean that it's going to be the same for you. And some people may be disgruntled because they didn't get the internship or the job. Remember, you're just doing some light research. If you're not getting anything good from the source, then don't worry about it. And you can also check with those current and former interns that you connected with on LinkedIn to see if they recall any questions that they were asked. If you come up with a few questions, add them to the summary document and think through how you're going to respond to them if you're asked. For more internship interview questions that you may be asked, check out this video where I cover 20 of them. There you go. You should now have a summary document of research that you can use to prepare for your internship interview. It includes general company information, details about the internship program, background on the people you'll be interviewing with, recent company updates, and popular interview questions. Take the time to do this research. You won't be sorry. Developing this skill and your research muscle will come in handy throughout your career as you prepare for meetings and other opportunities. Good luck at your internship interview. If you have any questions on this research process, drop them in the comments below this video. And grab a copy of my internship tracker if you haven't already in order to keep track of your internship opportunities, interviews, and follow-ups. The link to download it is in the description below. Thanks for watching. If this video gave you some new insights today, please give it a like and share it with a friend or two. Hit that red subscribe button and bell below so that you don't miss out on future videos. In support of your hustle, I'm Jenna from theinternhustle.com, and I'll see you next Monday.